All right, take two. All right, cool. Hopefully it's working now, because I went live through my broadcasting software, and YouTube said, no, you're not broadcasting, and it made me check it out, because like I was here at 5:45. Wasn't nobody in the chat. I was like, I know I ain't the most poppin'est streamer and everything, but if I'm here for a couple minutes and I'm just literally talking to myself, I'm like, man, something is wrong. I gotta check something out. So I checked it out. I saw that YouTube just decided, hey, we ain't gonna broadcast your signal coming from OBS today. So that happened. That happened. So my apologies, but it was not my fault this time. It was not my fault. It was YouTube's. My story, and I'm sticking the hell to it. You know what I'm saying? Bats, what up, though? Appreciate you pulling up, dog. How you living, man? Yeah, I would like to start the broadcast off, man. Letting everybody know. Letting everybody know, man, that I had such a great, you know, I guess we can call it holiday, you know, but yeah, you know, had a chance to, you know, spend time with family, you know, and I hope that everybody, wherever you are, had a nice, you know, season as well, you know. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a safe, you know, and tragedy-free holiday. You know, 'cause there's a lot of that going on around here, man. So I wish that upon everybody every day, but especially during these times of year. Because, you know, everything's just popularized by, you know, celebrating and being with your family, man. Like, I really pray for the people, you know, who experience difficulties around this time because they may not have family, or, you know, they experience tragedy around said time. So, you know, I extend my well wishes to those who did, and always offer my heart and my condolences and, you know, my positivity to those who are, you know, who struggle a little bit, because there are a lot of those people as well. So I always think about them too. But yeah, man, we in here. Nah, man, ain't going back to Twitch, dog. Ain't going back to Twitch, dog. I'm good. I'm good on Twitch, dog. I'll do the ride-alongs on Twitch, and the ride-along will resume. But nah, man, I'm good on Twitch, though. So I'm good. How are you, man? Hey, man, I'm chilling now. Now I'm chilling. I'm okay now. I was sitting here talking to my damn self for like 8 to 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And now we where we supposed to be. But yeah, man, we back. Ace, what's going on? Merry Christmas, man. Happy holidays to you as well, man. May you and your family bring in 2023 like some champs, man. Bring it in safely. You know, bring it in with all well intentions. And you guys continue to do the damn thing over there, man. God bless you. Who's that? Cheers to y'all. But yeah, man, I hope everybody, you know, gave of themselves, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's, you know, gifts, whether it's just time. Hope everybody, you know, gave of themselves, you know? It's important to do that, man. It's important to do that, man. You create an energy of giving, man. It's absolutely infectious, dog. But yeah, man. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the title, man. We get ready to go into 2023. 2023 is going to be a year packed with fighting games and fighting game information, man. So I figure now would be a good time to at least on my little corner of the world, provide a little bit of insight with assistance from the fellow fighting game community member and competitor known as Perfect Legend. We're gonna go over the basics of fighting games, because there are a lot of people in this community that want to learn and want to, you know, have a better understanding of how to operate and how to move within these fighting game streets that they see the great one dominate in all the time. They just look at the great one in awe, like, man, how you be doing that, dog? Like, I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I don't want to just sit here and look like LeBron, look like Steph, look like Cole, look like Mike, look like Joe Montana, look like Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just look like them. I want to share that information and share the resources and share the understanding to help others reach that plateau. You know what I'm saying? It makes for a better community. It makes for a stronger community, and that's what we want to cultivate over here in TNTs. You know what I'm talking about? That training room is gonna get some love. Oh man, speak on it. Speak on it, dog. All of them. All the training rooms. All of them. But yeah, we're gonna start off and heading into 2023. This is the last week of 2022. So we're gonna start things off. We're going to spearhead our way right into 2023. But before we can do that, we've got to crawl. We've got to crawl, man. And Perfect Legend, he absolutely dropped a detailed checklist on Twitter yesterday. I thought it would be interesting to carry this discussion into an episode of Unapolojetik, man. You know, thought it'd be very interesting to do so. Jay, how goes it, my brother? Hope everything's good over there, man, with you and the familia. But yeah, as people begin to pull up in here, man, I want to help people. I want to help people have a deeper understanding of just not just picking up a controller and thinking you just have to mash buttons to victory. That is not the key. You know, quiet as it's kept, when people play fighting games, you should avoid doing too much. You shouldn't avoid necessarily not doing enough starting out. Learn how to block before you know how to attack. Because more likely than not, you don't know how to attack yet. So learn how to defend yourself. This always comes back to when I would just have conversations with Sin. And he would talk about, just being in the boxing gym and how you're taught how to box. A lot of times people would think, they throw you in the ring and they teach you how to throw punches. No, they don't. You're not taught how to throw punches initially. You're taught how to balance yourself. You're taught to be able to balance yourself when throwing a punch or defending yourself from a punch. After that, you learn your way around the ring. You learn how to actually navigate the territory in the battlefield that you're fighting in. And then, and only then, are you able and are you ready to start, engaging in your own form of fisticuffs out here. If you just out here just willy-nilly throwing shit, Somebody who knows what they're doing is absolutely going to see that stuff coming a mile away and punish you for it. You will get yourself killed. So, lesson number 1, before we even get into his checklist, this is Jet's. This is Jet's advice. No wasted movement. No wasted movement. Don't just willy-nilly throw buttons out here. There you go, Jay. Don't get caught pressing buttons. Because somebody who knows what they're doing wants you to press buttons, and they're going to beat you for it. They're going to beat you mercilessly. Absolutely. Bats defense comes first. 100%. Defense wins championships, dog. It ain't just in basketball. It ain't just in football. It's in fighting games too. It's not about how much you hit. It's how much you don't get hit too, players. You got to understand that. You got to know how to defend yourself and navigate your ring. Whatever it is, whether it's the squared circle, whether it's the octagon, or whether it's, the two-dimensional stage of a fighting game, baby. You gotta learn how to block. You gotta learn how to block. You have to learn to not waste movement. Don't waste your movement out here. And that includes pressing buttons that you can't justify a reason for. You just throwing buttons out willy-nilly. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that either, bruh. Yeah, thank God for the dummy record. Absolutely. Absolutely. Utilize all those training mode features. But I'm gonna say this real quick. And I promise we gonna get into the meat and potatoes. Word. But utilize your training mode functions, and fighting game developers, make your training mode functions easier to use. Make them easier to use. Not everybody gonna be, wanting to use the touchpad and using and resetting things. Make it menu based. Give them menu based scenarios that they can select and at least get started on training. Give them more. Make it easy. Make it easy. Make it a video game. Don't make it all the way school. And as of late, developers have gotten better with that. But I'm just throwing that out there because these kind of points need to be reiterated because it hasn't been that long that they've gotten better. So things like that just need to be reiterated. I'm getting tired of switching between arcade stick and the controller. Thank you. It should not have to be that complicated for you, Bats. It should not have to be that complicated. Honestly, it should be menu based. Like certain things. Now, of course, if you want to because Bats, you like to study very, very specific scenarios, as do I. We're gonna have to record those ourselves, but they could absolutely do better with just providing basic tutorials that detail whiff punishing, that detail footsies, that detail balance, back and forth, setting up and defending yourself from frame traps. This is basic stuff. Understanding your turns, explaining frame data. Now, of course, that will come later. That's going to be in lesson 102. But they should have menus that are based on all of this shit. You shouldn't have to worry about studying all of that for yourself, because if you're a newcomer coming in, you're not gonna know what you don't know. So they need to tell you what you don't know so you can learn it. You don't go to school saying, "Yo, man, teach me multiplication, please." You don't tell the teacher to teach to what to teach you. They have the curriculum and they teach you what you gotta learn, player. The game gotta do the same thing, man. Now I'm talking about. You can't go in and, man, you can't go in, you know, trying to tell the game to teach you with punishing, and you ain't never heard of that before in your life. What are we doing? They don't know. So the games themselves have to be a little bit more accessible, a little bit more digestible to newcomers. Yo, Agent, what up, though, dawg? How you living, man? Appreciate you pulling up, dawg. Yeah, man, I YouTube got to get it together, man. YouTube got to get it together. I started this joint at 5:45, man. I'm up here just talking to myself for 8 straight minutes because YouTube just decided they wasn't going to pick up on my signal from OBS. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here talking to my goddamn self. So yeah, I mean, the fighting games in general have to start nailing those things. It's important. It's important. It's not just important for, you know, for player education, but it's important for player retention. Because if things end up being too complicated at the ground level, people ain't even gonna want to learn, and they're gonna drop your game immediately. Once they're done having the casual fun from it, they're gonna drop your game. You don't want that. You don't want them to drop your game. You want them to copy your game and elevate it. Said DNS training for combos mode is a good, short, simple, and sweet. Absolutely. You know what? Like, I mean, combo tutorials have been good for a minute in video games. They've been good for a minute, like, but what they need to what developers need to understand when playing fighting games is that it's not just about teaching. It's not just teaching muscle memory and doing combos. Because to be honest with you, once you start playing people that are good at the game, you're not going to be able to do a lot of those combos. And when you do, it'll be a blue moon. It'll be a blue moon. Like, I mean, all right, say for example, I uploaded my set with Upchuck. I uploaded my set with Upchuck on Christmas Eve. We played a game of normals. You have to, it almost has to be a death by 1,000 cuts type of situation, because people that are good at the game aren't gonna let you do those combos on them like that. You know, like even when I play you, Jay, in Guilty Gear, I have to get the small combinations. I have to jab you. I have to use my normals in order to, you know, get damage. And then once I open you up, I have an opportunity. Then I may be able to get a combo off on you that does some significant damage. But you can't count on that, because when you're playing people that are good at the game, they're not gonna let you. They're good enough defensive players that they're not gonna let you do that. You're gonna be lucky if you get that off on people that are actually know what they're doing. I mean, I know those combos so that when I get my opening, yeah, cool. Hopefully I can take advantage of it because I know it. I know the combo, but you can't count on that. And right now, for too long, these games were teaching you how to do these impractical combos that you wouldn't be able to do in real matches. So people feel like that they invested a certain amount of time in training mode learning combos that they never get to do in the real world because the people are too good. They see it coming. Like, why are you gonna teach somebody how to do a 10-string combo in Tekken when nobody's gonna let you get off with that? Nobody's gonna let you do it. If you actually have a chance to get a 10-string off in Tekken, you need to find another opponent. You need another opponent. Because there should be no opponent that lets you get that off. Dallas, what's going on with you, D? How you living, man? So I never knew fighting games was like a chess match until 3 years ago. That's exactly what they are. 100% Black. Said when I played Mortal Kombat 11 and my boy was teaching me about some fundamentals. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man, and these fundamentals, hopefully some of them were being discussed that day with you as well. But yeah, but before we get into that, I just wanted to get that off my chest. It's important to know how to defend yourself before, like, don't even push buttons. Don't get in just pushing buttons, because a good player is going to take advantage of that. A good player will take advantage of that every single time. Because when you're pushing buttons, that means you're not blocking. When you're not blocking, that means you can get fucked up. When you're getting fucked up, that means your life is depleting. And when your life is depleting, you lose matches. Hopefully you're following me there. So don't push buttons unnecessarily. No wasted movement. That's rule number one. That's rule number one coming from Jet. Rule number one, no wasted movement. If you can't justify a reason why you're doing something, don't do it. Early on, while you're still learning, inactivity is probably more important than activity. Because you won't be around long enough to learn a thing if you keep pressing buttons and getting punished for them. You know, you better off just trying to turtle up in the corner. So I'm learning spacing and windows are keys to increase the chances of. Yeah, absolutely. Spacing, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're absolutely about to get into the meat and potatoes of this here thing. Yeah, waiting on some grub. What you waiting on, dog? What you waiting on, man? But yeah, that is the most important thing. So before you even get into the ring, because they don't do a good job of telling you this information. So before you get in the ring, don't think that it's important to just use a bunch of buttons and just mash, because you're actually making it easier for an opponent that knows what they're doing. You are. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Now, with that being said, shout out to Perfect Legend. We're gonna go over his 10 fighting game skills and how to train them. Said never do things outside what you know how to do. Your mind and fingers need to be in sync. 100%. 100%. You need to be able to logically justify every move you make. You must be able to logically justify your movements. So it's amazing how simple pokes and jabs are so important. If you haven't done so already, and I know it's a long video. It's a long video, so I'm like, watch it in parts. But if you really want to see a case in point, a visual aid of that right there, of that statement, watch my set with Upshot. I just uploaded it on Christmas Eve. At some point, Watch my setting upchuck with upchuck if you want to see that case in point. We ain't doing no long combos. Neither one of us are neither one of us will allow it. Neither one of us will allow it. It's all about spacing. It's all about spacing, understanding your distance, understanding the battlefield, making strategic moves with your pokes and jabs, like Blackity said, and taking advantage of opportunities that are given based on positions that not only you put yourself in, but positions that you place your opponent in. And we will get there too, because Perfect Legend brought that up too. And with that being said, without any further ado, we're going to get into the mix, man. We'll talk about it later. The 10 crack commandments of fighting games, man. Numero uno is footsies. The art of positioning yourself to attack at the right range and timing. Practice positioning and moving against different characters and playstyles. Pay attention to the ranges at which different moves are effective. Learn and practice how to control the space. Once you get to the point to where you're no longer button mashing, perhaps the most important thing that you can learn next. Don't worry about combos. They will come. Don't worry about combos. It's fool's gold, to be honest. Don't worry about combos. Learn. In the case of Street Fighter, we'll just simplify it. Everybody, or a lot of people in here, have played Street Fighter and just got through playing Street Fighter. Learn those 6 normal buttons. Learn them when you're standing, learn them when you're crouching, learn them when you're in the air. Learn the ranges, the active times in which it takes to, throw them out and recover from them. Learn the distances in which all of them are effective in. Every one at a time. Not all of them will be useful, but find out which ones are and which ones are not. Find the normals that work before you even start worrying about a combo. Don't worry, you will get there. You'll get there. But that is not important. That is not important starting out. It's not. It looks cool. It looks cool, but you will not be able to do a lot of that cool looking stuff until you have these fundamentals nailed. You will not be able to cross anybody over until you can learn to dribble with one hand. And then you learn how to dribble with the other hand. And then you put it together. Said B&Bs will always help too. Bats, that's the level in which you're at. They will not be able to do B&Bs if they are still button mashing. If they're still button mashing, they will not be able to do B&Bs. We're trying to break the habit of mashing. We're trying to break that. Like they won't even understand like B&Bs and hit confirming and things like that. Like they won't even understand all that. That I mean, of course, at your level, sure, 100%. A lot of this, honestly, Bats, it doesn't even apply to you. You already have these principles that you have these principles embedded into your DNA as a fighting game player. A lot of people don't. Now we will absolutely get to the point in which you're talking about with B&Bs and things like that. That will be in fighting games 102. We still in 101. But right now, you have to understand normals. They hit one time usually, unless somebody has like some type of ridiculously stupid command normal or something like that. But most of the time, They hit one time. They hit one time. Optimize its range and optimize its timing. Figure out at what range and at what timing I can utilize these buttons, these normals, a jab, a crouching kick. They're your best friends starting out. Foot sweep, but be careful with that, because when we start getting into foot sweeps, things like that, when we get into foot sweeps, yeah, we're getting into punishable territory. So you have to be careful with that. But understand the basic arsenal first. Before we get into special moves, before we get into B&Bs, all of that will come. But understand your normals. Understand your normals that apply to every character in the game. Before we start getting into things that are character specific, you need to understand systematic mechanics that will apply and carry over from character to character. That's what you want to learn when you're establishing the foundation of what you're going to be as a fighting game player. So, footsies. Again, the art of positioning yourself to attack at the right range and timing. Practice positioning and moving against different characters and play styles. Pay attention to the range at which different moves are effective. Learn and practice how to control the space. All of them have different properties to them. Said this is where frame data can play a factor. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. But again, that will come later. That will come later, because you don't want to complicate the situation of a newcomer by making it math class. That will absolutely come after that little bit of cement is laid. You gotta lay the cement before you build the house. We don't want to take them to math class just yet, bats. You don't want to do that, because then a person will tune out. A person will absolutely tune out. You don't want to do that. Lesson number dos. Movement. The ability to move around the stage effectively and efficiently. What did I say earlier? After you find out how to balance yourself on throwing and receiving a punch, navigate your respective ring, whether it's the square circle, the octagon, or a two-dimensional back and forth stage. Practice moving around and getting used to the digital weight of the game and your character. Pay attention to how you can use dashes, hops, and other movement options to get in and out of range. That's all important. People can't hit what they can't see. You got to be able to move. Your mobility as a character, regardless of how fast or slow their walk speed is, how floaty their jump is. Learn how to maximize and take advantage of any character that you're playing with or against. Learn their movement. Learn their optimal ranges. Long story short, learn their movement and learn their optimal ranges. Learn how to navigate your battlefield and learn your basic tools. Three, challenging. Anticipating and defending against moving attacks, whether on the ground or in the air. Be ready to use your best challenge button while waiting for the right timing and positioning of your opponent's maneuvers and react accordingly. Tighten up and don't miss. This goes into whiff punishing, basically, right? There will always be openings, no matter how big or small, when an opponent misses on an attack that they throw out. Have an understanding of things that can be punished when they miss and things that you cannot at that point. Have an idea. This goes back to the buttons. Understand which buttons that you're able to use to punish said attacks when you see them, when you see your opponent use them. That is how you start mounting up damage. And once again, to go back, that is how I won the majority of the games that I play in my sets, because I'm mostly playing against good players. So you have to be able to punish mistakes or punish things that were thrown out and didn't connect. You've got to be able to dodge that punch and throw your counter. Have your counters on deck. Have your good buttons on deck to be able to counter someone else's attack when they miss. And again, with punishing, a lot of that goes to movement. Again, being able to duck low attacks, dodge back, dodging backwards, jumping, understanding all of your buttons coming from those different positions. It gives you your options to punish opponents when they make a mistake or something that can be taken advantage of. That's important. Okay is number 4. Positioning yourself to apply pressure after knocking down an opponent. Practice being in position after a knockdown and the options available to you. Cycle through the options consistently so you get the flow for a real match. And don't overextend your offense. This, particularly in Street Fighter 6. An overzealous autopilot person in Oki will absolutely get punished. I've learned that the hard way. Pause. So, that being said, I'm going to break it down for the layman. Once you score a knockdown, whether it be by throw, foot sweep, whatever it is, whenever you score a knockdown, have an understanding of what commands or what normals, what specials, or wake up defense, or not wake up defense, but yeah, wake up defense, I guess. Have an idea of what you want to do as that person recovers from being knocked down. Know what your best buttons for a waking up opponent will be. Know the options that they have available to them upon waking up. That is a game in itself. Sometimes the best thing is to just block. Because let's say for example in this, you score a knockdown and you're playing against a Shoto, because of course you are. The Shoto wakes up with an EXDP. You block it. Sometimes the best move is no move. You sit back, you block, they wake up DP, they're wide open, and you bust that ass again. But they may not wake up DP. They may not. Which means that you also have to have your buttons ready and on deck to start some more offensive need be. You got to know your positive buttons. You got to know the range in which you want to be in. You got to have all that optimized, baby. All that's got to be together. So in some games, something simple as jumping straight up at the right moment after a poke to get the other player open and press a button is overlooked too. Not by people that know what they doing. 100%, Jay. The neutral jump is a very effective tool. The neutral jump is a very effective tool. The neutral jump, I'll go as far as to say this, and you guys will see this eventually. I'm working on editing my set with shout out to Magnificent Black. The neutral jump is how he single-handedly found out he downloaded my Kimberly by utilizing a neutral jump. Magnificent Black, shout out to my dog. He was the only dude. He was the only dude that gave me like a serious headache. That I lost a run of matches against him. I lost a run because he utilized the neutral jump in a way that really nullified a lot of my offense and what I was trying to do. And he made me going forward change how I played my character, knowing that people can do that to me. So absolutely, it's only overlooked by people who just don't know. People who just don't know. But as you gain more experience and you play against more experienced people, they understand how important the neutral jump is. Like when I was playing my sets against Raptor, I was playing my sets against Magnificent Black, I was playing my sets against Chuck. Speak of the devil, playing my set against Dreology. What up, though, player? Appreciate you pulling up, dog. Hope you had a good holiday, man. They understand the importance of a neutral jump. They understand. They understand and they use it well. They understand how crazy of a tool that can be. And again, it goes back to the advice that I was giving before we even got into these 10 things that Perfect Legend ran down, right? A lot of times the best move you can make is a non-move. A lot of people think just a neutral jump is not even that important. A lot of people think neutral jump ain't even gonna do nothing. No, a neutral jump can absolutely provide a window for you to fuck somebody up. Because if you got somebody that's attacking in an XY pattern, in an X pattern rather, horizontally, you going vertical at the right time, allowing that horizontal attack to whiff, you come down, you get a jump in attack, you get a jump in me, man, you'll fuck somebody up. That's how I open up offenses more than anything else, because the people I'm playing against are too good. So that neutral jump gave me plenty of wins. It will. It's a great way to initiate offense, man. Fantastic way. Especially in a game like Street Fighter. Yo, Dre, what up, though? How you living, man? But yeah, man. Those who know, know. Those who know, know. Believe that. But yeah, number 5, man. This is one that I personally love. I love this one. Because this one specifically pertains to the great one. Mix-ups. Using ambiguous attacks and movements to keep the opponent guessing and disrupt their defense. Kimberly in a nutshell. Practice manual play. Don't autopilot. I fall guilty of that sometimes. Pay attention to their reactions to you and try to anticipate their defenses. Go for different options that confuse their guard choice. Oh yes. Oh yes. Kimberly in a nutshell. Say, hopped in just in time to hear the gospel. Yo, man, glad to have you, man. Go ahead, secure your seat. You know what I'm saying? The sermon is it's well underway, baby. But one thing that I pride myself on, particularly in playing a character like Kimberly as of late, this may apply differently to the character that you play and things like that. It may be different, but specifically pertaining, I can speak from experience. The art of mixing up your opponent, the more you can keep them guessing on what you're going to be doing or if you're going to do anything. Because sometimes the best move, again, is a non-move. If you can have your opponent guessing on what you're going to do or if you're going to do something at all, you're more likely to lure them into a mistake. You're more likely to lure them into a mistake, to throw themselves out of position. You'll get them to jump. Like that's one thing I've really gotten kind of decent on. Like putting my opponent on a string a little bit, making them jump and punishing their jump. Shout out to Magnificent Black, man, because my set with him absolutely forced me to cultivate that ability, right? But as much as you possibly can, utilize your movements, utilize your tools to get them to manipulate them to use their tools to your advantage. Lure them into doing unsafe things with their tool set and punish them for it. Smack the fuck out of them. That's what you do. Said guilty of autopilot, and also, hey man, it's a new game, bro. It's a new game, bro. We don't get that right. We don't get that right. Yeah, collection play, slide your way, man. Yo, man, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Feel free to throw a little change in there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't begging for it like most of them folks do. I ain't gonna say no names like most of them folks do though. They be begging for it. I ain't gonna beg for it. But if you're feeling generous, go ahead and do it. But yes, mix up your attack as much as humanly possible to get back on track. Mix up your attack as much as humanly possible. If you have a target combo or something like that gives you two different options of attacks, whether it can go low, whether it can go high, gives you two different paths that you can take out of the same target combo or out of the same command. Like, say for example, Kimberly, because that's a character that I play. Kimberly, when she goes into her run, you can either do a run stop with the punch button. You can stop her run altogether and she won't do a damn thing. If you hit the medium kick, she'll do the slide. If you hit the roundhouse kick, she'll do an overhead. Significance of that. You have three options right there alone. You can either do absolutely nothing, and you can kind of like paralyze, like put them in a point of paralysis because they're expecting something to happen, and then you react to their paralysis. Or if they're blocking high, unsuspecting, hit them with that slide like me and Dre love to do. And when they expecting that slide, they get susceptible to that slide. They start turtling up, waiting for it. Bam! Crack them over the mother head with that overhead with the roundhouse, man. They won't see it coming. They won't see it coming. Mixing that up has got me so many dubs. Like being a character that offers so many mix-ups. Oh man, it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yo, Ant Dog, what's happening with you? Appreciate you pulling up, dog. Even man, you lurking, you in the chat, whatever it is, man. Appreciate you, dog. But yeah, the more options that you have, the more attack paths that you can take advantage of to confuse your opponent, to put them on their back foot, to make them guess on where they need to defend next, you're more at an advantage, man. That's what it's about right there. Numeral 6, spacing. Maintaining the optimal distance from your opponent to maximize your advantage, dog. Get into your character's optimal attack distance versus your opponent's. Learn and pay attention to the ranges at which different moves are effective and try to position yourself accordingly. Now, of course, the experts in here, we all know. The people, I won't say experts, but the more experienced people. You know this already. But this goes back to the very, very first one. Learning your normals. Learning your normals and learning where they are most effective. Understanding not only the distance in which they reach, but the time that it takes to recover from them so that you don't get punished. Or, if you're going to take that risk, understand what you can get hit by if you do take said risk. Because, hey, fighting games are risky. It's a game of risk versus reward. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. You know? And hey, who am I to tell you? Who am I to tell you to only do safe shit? I do unsafe shit all the fucking time. And I dare my opponent to punish me for it. It is what it is. It is what it is. I do unsafe shit all the time, though. I just think that their mistakes are going to be more costly than mine. But when starting out, you absolutely want to optimize your normals. Understand when and where to use those normals. Have a very good understanding of how to utilize your normals before you start going into anything else, dog. Understand your normals. Number 7, conditioning. Manipulating your opponent's behavior. Practice this by utilizing specific tactics and strategies to cause the opponent to react a certain way. The mind game. This is why I say those combo trials don't matter. Those combo trials don't make a difference. They don't make a damn. They don't help your win-loss percentage at all. You just learn how to do a whole bunch of shit you won't be able to do in the real world. It's the mind game. It's the mind game, dog. I'll say it again. I'll repeat it. Manipulating the opponent's behavior. Practice this by using specific tactics and strategies to cause the opponent to react a certain way. What was I just saying about my Kimberly? You train them into reacting how you want. Once you have a good enough understanding of what your character is capable of and utilizing the tools at the right times, you can start putting your opponent on the string, dog. They will absolutely dance for you. They will dance for you, dog. They will become your little puppet. So understand not only what your moves do, but the reaction that your moves will get from your opponent. You start baiting those things out. You be ready for when they react. Smack the hell out of them real quick. 8. And to be honest, I think this was way too far down the line, but I digress. Defense. Defending against attacks to minimize damage taken. Get accustomed to the game's roster's attack arsenal. You need to know what is coming and you need to know what is coming to defend properly. Can I talk today? Apparently not. Pay attention to the attack patterns and hit levels while you try to anticipate moves. Be ready for throws. Yes, learn how to break throws. Learn how to break throws. That's an ever evolving process. But learn how to break throws. But learn as many people's attack patterns as possible. Knowledge and knowing is half of the battle. The other half is, of course, executing your plan against whatever opponent you have. But have an understanding of what every opponent is capable of. At least knowing what the tools that your opponent is going to have at their disposal. Have an understanding of that. Of course, you never know how X player will differ from Y player, who will also differ from Z player with the same character. They will all utilize their tools differently, but at least know what the tools are. That is the first step. Mind games. This goes back to number 7 in conditioning. Psychological tactics to throw off your focus and disrupt the strategy. Maintain a presence of mind and be ready to counter anything. Stay solid. Weird customization, trash talk, tea bags, ignore it. Ignore it all. Don't fall for their antics and make them fight you. See, now this is one thing that benefits those of us who grew up in playing in the arcade era, where you were constantly surrounded by a whole bunch of people at the machine talking a whole bunch of that riffraff all in your ear, telling you what you can't do and telling you what they about to do to you. You gotta learn to block out the noise, man. You gotta learn to win on the road. You gotta learn how to win them road games when you're being heckled by the crowd, when you're being trash talked by your opponent. You gotta learn to win them road games. Mental fortitude. Mental fortitude. Fighting games are 85% mental. 85% mental. You got to maintain your composure. Got to maintain your composure as a human being. Keep yourself together. Don't allow yourself to be flustered into a mistake that your opponent will ultimately take advantage of. You go out there mentally tough, prepared for battle. Have your mind right. Don't make those mistakes. You force those mistakes. You impose your will, mix them up, utilize all the things that we discussed. Utilize all those things, you go out and you get those dubs. Number 10, recovery. Getting back up to a safe position after being knocked down. Pay attention to your recovery animation and the opponent's positioning, even more important. Try to anticipate their follow-up attacks while looking for throws. If their timing is off, they can miss and give you an opportunity. It is a chess match, ladies and gentlemen. Be very mindful of not only the timing in which you use to recover from being knocked down, but how they decide to act when they have Oki. Pay attention to them, because if they're overzealous, we talked about that wake up DP. We talked about that wake up EXDP. And if they're not, if they decide to go into an immediate defense, hey, could give you an opportunity to go on the offensive. Pay attention to what your opponents do. Have a strategy for every tier of battle. When you're in the air, when you're standing, when you're crouching, when you're recovering from being knocked down. You gotta play that 4D chess. It's 4 dimensions, baby. You in the air, you on the ground, standing, you're crouching, or you're recovering from being knocked down. That concludes his 10 fighting game skills and how to train them. I thought personally that was a very, very dope list. I retweeted it on my Twitter. If you haven't done so already, man, follow up your boy on you know what I'm saying, @OfficialJetTeye on everything. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that right there. That's where you can find me at. But I thought that was a very, very interesting checklist to give people before they even decide to go in and trying to, you know, learn these elaborate combos that they won't be able to get off on people. It's Dre. I don't know if you're still in here or not, but I was using you, Chuck, and Black as an example, and even like the likes of Bats. Agent, like once my opponent gets to a certain level, I can't count on hitting home run long ass combos against y'all no more. Now every once in a while you'll get your openings, but the sets I have against y'all, man, hey, man, we having a battle of who can use their normals the best. And every once in a while, we'll get an opening to where, you know, we can get some larger damage. But most of the time, it's about utilizing normals with punishing. You know, like it's about those types of things. And I think it can be a lot of fool's gold that these developers program into things that they think are going to help people get better, when in actuality they're not. They're just teaching them muscle memory that they'll never get to be able to use in the real world. It don't make sense. Fighting games need to start incorporating these types of lessons for people. Teaching people the fundamentals of footsies, of movement, challenging, oki, mix-ups, spacing, conditioning, defense, mind games, or not mind games, because that's 100% in your mind, and recovery. They need to focus on that before even developing muscle memory. The combo trials are cool once you have those concepts kind of figured out a little bit. That's cool. But you know, in the absence of all these other things that, you know, fundamentally teach a person how to play not only their fighting game, but fighting games in general, is useless. Because you're going to have a bunch of people putting in all of this time just to learn these combos, and then they get online and face somebody like Dre, face somebody like Chuck, face somebody like Agent, like Bats, like the great one. You'll never be able to do them. Then what is that person going to do? They're probably going to look at all the time that they feel like they've wasted trying to learn these combos that they don't get a chance to use in the real world, and they end up dropping the game. And Def, what up, though, man? Appreciate you pulling up, dog. Said we ain't got nothing to lose and you're on the brink of defeat. Sometimes you gotta throw every risky move that you got to maybe get some momentum. Hey, sometimes it'll give you a reward. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to throw that risky move out, make sure that you can justify it. Like I said, I throw risky moves out all the time. I throw them out all the time, and I'm trying to get better with that. But it's almost embedded into my play style at this point, to where I'm just gonna throw something risky out there and dare you to beat and dare you to punish me. If you punish me for it, cool, you got that. If not, just know that risk that I took it's about to open you up to a world of pain. He said, now this I dealt with playing bats when he had Ken. He was cooking. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. I retweeted this. Matter of fact, I'll even paste the link to the tweet, because I thought it was a very good tweet. I thought it was a very good thread that he made. Shout out to him for it. I thought it was a dope thread, because not enough people talk about that. And of course, it gets glamorized online because it looks cool when people do these cold combos, or when you get a perfect, or when you have a dope comeback. You know, yeah, all that looks cool. It's fire. You know what I'm saying? I love to see it. I love to watch it. But how do people get to that point if you don't already know? How does one get to that point? Not enough games did that well enough. See, I like what Capcom is doing with teaching the casuals how to play the game. They're implementing them in mini games. Yeah, that is true. That is true. They're implementing them in mini games, and that not only rewards you, but also teaches the basics. 100%. 100%. And that's one thing too. Make the learning fun. Make the learning fun for people, because too often at a time, that's actually a great point. Now I've touched on this in the past, but I didn't today, and I'm glad you brought that to the forefront, right? Too many times over too many iterations of too many franchises. Fighting games were fighting games instead of being video games. Video games are designed to be fun. If you want more people to play your fighting game, make it a video game too. Make the learning fun. When you play God of War and you learn a new attack, that's fire. That's fire. Like you get the immediate gratification. You get the fun aspect as you learn. It's fun, unless you're fighting, Valkyries or Berserkers. That's a different issue. But I digress. Most of the time, the learning and the implementation of new things in combat is fun. And the reason why I bring up God of War is because it's a completely different genre of video game. Despite the fact that it teaches you when you evolve your character and you learn new aspects and you learn new mechanics to take advantage of in combat, it never loses the important point of being fun. It has to be fun. Fighting games need to do that. They can't just be a classroom. And that's why I didn't even get into like frame data. That's gonna be 102. When somebody's trying to learn a game, they don't want to go to math class. They don't want to go to math class. So I didn't even talk about frame data. Of course that's important. Of course it's important. But once those other basics are understood a little bit better by the casual, then we can start talking about BNBs. We can start talking about frame data. Then we can talk about those types of things that'll even further level up your game. But those people won't even get to that point without those very, very basic understandings. And it's nice that, like you said, that Capcom is finding new creative ways to implement training. That's dope. Said, yeah, I saw it now. Just retweeted too. Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. For sure, man. It's all about sharing knowledge and sharing information, man. Like, I mean, Dre already knows. Dreology already knows this stuff. Bats already knows this stuff. Agent knows this stuff. You know, like, but there are a lot of people that may not. There are a lot of people that may not, man. And I love to have these conversations. And share the content online with people who may not know but want to actually dive into these games. It's a lot of people that want to dive into these games, but they're intimidated. So why not do everything you can to make the learning curve a little bit less steep? You know what I'm saying? Make the learning curve a little bit less steep here. Knowledge is power, indeed. There is no knowledge that is not power. Yeah, adjust my mic a little bit. Been driving me crazy. There we go. There it is. There it is. See, I'm one of those people that don't know all the fundamentals in fighters. Man, to be honest, there are more of you than people that don't. Or people that do, rather. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely no shame in that at all. At all. We all started out not knowing. It's never too late to learn. And I'm a person despite the fact that I absolutely talk crazy shit, but at the same time, there's nothing I enjoy more than watching somebody elevate right before my eyes. I love seeing that. And Jay 0387, my dog. I witnessed him do it in multiple games. Like, I always think that is just so dope to see, man. To see people leveling up right in front of my eyes. To see, like, they were at a point to where, like, we're at the foundational level. We laying the concrete. And eventually, that dude builds a dope-ass house. Based on just grinding, learning, unlearning too. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to unlearn the bad habits too. You unlearn the bad habits, you pick up the good ones, you learn what not to do, unlearn those, understand what you can and can't do, understand the utilization of your normals, and progressively get better as a player, man. There's nothing I enjoy seeing more than that, man. Because ultimately, man, I want to build a community full of strong opponents. Full of strong, comrades. Said, once you learn, woo, the third eye is open, dog. You can't go back. There's no better feeling. To me, it's literally the best feeling I ever get playing video games. Ever. Like, to me, like, nothing else even comes close to it. The feeling like you're learning and applying new tactics that give you tangible results when directly faced off with other people. Because to me, yeah, we could talk about, as far as competition, we could talk about competitive shooters. Still not the same. Because you can get shot in the back by somebody that's camping out 20 times a game. That don't mean the person's better than you. That just means they know how to aim from a hidden spot. But when you are faced up against somebody one-on-one, they know where you are and you know where they are, and y'all have to impose each other's will. You have to impose your will on an opponent. And regardless of whether you win or lose, man, you walk away with things that you can learn from and take into your next battle. There's no feeling like that, man. Ain't no feeling like that. You can't replicate it. You can't replicate it. It's the closest thing. It's the closest thing to being a boxer without getting punched in the head. Yeah, fam, I'm right there with you, but I'm glad I got these guys here to help me and help you. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I take pride in that, man. I take pride in that, dog. Yeah, man, I love to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's just, you know, the small wins. The small wins. Because, I mean, you have to win a round before you win a match. You have to win a match before you can win a set. But celebrate all the wins in your progression, dog. Don't get so hung up on the wins and losses, man. Celebrate the process. Celebrate the process, man. Steph Curry didn't just start celebrating when he was a multi-time MVP. Steph Curry appreciated every step of the process, man. He appreciated the work. He appreciated the process of learning. He appreciated the process of losing. Even if it hurts. Even if it hurts, man, you appreciate the process of losing. That makes the winning sweeter. That makes the winning sweeter. And that's why it's about, you know, creating a community. Like, to circle back, I want to create a community of some of the strongest opponents and competitors and comrades that I can have around here. I don't want to have a community of people that I just beat up on. That's no fun. That's no fun, man. Hey, I want to share everything that I know. I want to share everything that I know. I want to, you know, help people grow. If people want to spar and I'm available to do so, I want to do that. You know, man, everything. If I'm able to help, man, I want to. Yo, Sensei, what up, though? There's no easy road to anywhere worth going. Speak on it. Speak on it, dog. Speak on it. And appreciate that journey. Appreciate that journey. Every step you make towards that destination, man, appreciate that. Because believe it or not, man, that journey is going to be more meaningful than actually reaching the destination. When you look back and see how far you came, all the steps that you took, appreciate that. Appreciate that, dog. I'm hoping that, like, there's a day, man. There's a day I won't be able to beat none of y'all. I'll be cool with that. I'll be cool with that. And Sensei, man, I'm hurt that I didn't get to play you, man. I kept hearing about you. I wanted to play against you. Dog. But yeah, man. I say that to say, don't be discouraged just because you don't know or you're not as proficient at that time as somebody else, dog. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged, man. There was a period in time in which we were all at that exact same point, if not worse. So wherever you at, man, just know that there's somebody out there worse off than you, man. The only thing that separates those people from the people like us, and it separates the people like us from people like PL and Justin Wong and Sonic Fox, is the amount of dedication that you have to the given craft. How much time you're actually able to put into it. You know? That's the only thing that separates it. You know, like you don't have to inherently be 7 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not ruled out of being in the LeBron James contest because you weren't born with the genetics to, be able to jump out of the gym at 250 pounds. You know? There ain't nothing keeping you from getting better if you know the right things to practice. If you know the right things to train on, you'll get better. You'll get better, but you have to know what you need to practice, and like you said, don't cheat the grind. Put the work in. Put the work in. Once you know what you have to do in order to improve yourself, don't seek out the shortcut. Don't seek out the shortcut. So I'm Garbo on Fighters. I made peace with that. Hey, man. If you made peace with that, then hey, man, that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody wants to get to that next plateau. Some people are just cool with where they are, and that's fine also. That's fine. But if you want to get better, don't cheat the process of getting better. You know, just understand that you're garbage because you're not doing the things and utilizing the correct way to practice in order to get better. And not everybody wants to do it. Not everybody wants to do it. But if you want to get out of that stage to where you're considered garbage in fighting games, hey, man, utilize the tools. Utilize the tools. Practice the right way. You gotta have you need to have the desire to get good. 100%. Not everybody does. Not everybody does, and and if you don't force it. Don't force it. But if you want to get better, the only thing that's stopping you is you. The only thing stopping you is you. At this point, because the resources are available now. The resources are available now, and anybody who is in my orbit is going to have as many of the resources as humanly possible. Things that you can study, things that you want to be on the lookout for, that you want to refine. Any amount of tech that I come across, like me and Age have been exchanging tech all week. You know what I'm saying? We've been exchanging tech, like things that we just learned, just from observation, checking things out, man. We just been having conversations back and forth about, different things that we can do to improve each other's game. It's no problem. No problem, man. I made that Discord for that reason. Yeah, fuck all that. I'm buying a Game Genie. Hey, man. Hey, man. Game Genie ain't got no anti-jet code, man. You can't Game Genie a jet, dog, man. That boy jet, man. Woo. Man, I tell you, dog. Mad Cats, they got out the game when they realized Jet was out here. It was like, oh man, nah, man. We dropped the Game Shark, but even then, man, we can't Game Shark a Jet. We can't do that. We out, man. We out. But you can accumulate enough skills through training to be able to get Jet off his square a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, man, you can't Game Genie the Jet, dog. The Jet is just too great. It's impossible. It's scientifically proven. It's science. But yeah, man, people just, like if they have a desire to want to get better, the resources are available. In all seriousness, resources are available. And if it's up to me, the community will be available to help people level up, learn, get better in whatever game that they play, man. You gotta have that want to, though. You gotta have that dog in you for that particular grind. It's gotta start there. If you got that, all right, cool. We'll start running down the 10 crack commandments that I ran down earlier in this stream. Footsies, movement, challenging, oki, mix-ups, spacing, conditioning, defense, and recovery. We'll go through all of them one by one. One by one. But you gotta want that. You gotta want that. Oh, and shout out to everybody that retweeted the joint, man. Shout out to everybody, shared, retweeted, all that there, man. Y'all the real MVPs, man. Peers that your boy's back. Your boy back like he left something, The internet ain't acting too crazy, We was able to get us a show win. He was able to get us a show. But yeah, I wanted to kick it with y'all about that, because I thought that tweet was very, very intriguing, man. I thought that tweet was mad intriguing. Like the separation between, the different levels is not necessarily, it's not as wide of a gap as one would think when you're just watching the game. A lot of people just don't know the right things to practice, the right habits to cultivate. That's what separates level ones from level twos from level threes. It's the little things that you have to practice at every level in order to make it to the next. A lot of times it's the little things. Don't have anything to do with being able to do, a 10-hit combo. I've never, I can't say I'm the most versed on watching Tekken tournaments, but I've never seen one match on at a professional level where they learned where they did a 10-hit combo. None of them. Not one. So obviously those things aren't that important. The combo tutorials, ignore them until you actually know how to play the game. You'll be able to win just fine without learning these long ass impractical combos. Don't learn those yet. They won't be going nowhere, but at the same time, start at a more basic level. It'll be more fun to learn those combos once you have an understanding of the game you're playing. Not just the game you're playing, but the genre you're playing. Once you have an understanding of the genre, because these principles you'll be able to apply to every single fighting game you play. These are universal. There is not one fighting game in which all of these principles don't apply. So yeah, we start there. And then once you have that understood, you'll be able to jump into whatever fighting game you want. A back pillow fan. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, man, I just thought that was a dope ass conversation to have, man. Now, man, we can get ready to round it. We can round it out now. We can round it out, however. Yeah, you know, I talked to y'all for about an hour and a half with that. You know what I'm saying? Talked to y'all for about an hour and a half with that, man. Now we can round this joint out by talking about whatever, man. Don't even matter. Yo, Blink, what up, though? Appreciate you pulling up, man. How you living? Let me see who playing. Let me see who playing. I'm gonna check that out. Let me see who playing. Damn, Phoenix beating the hell out of Memphis. Dallas and Charlotte. All right. Denver and Sat. All right. Lakers beat the Magic. Houston lost. Indiana beat the Hawks. Damn. Man, Hawks, they might have to blow that team up. Yeah, Hawks might have to blow that team up, bro. Is there anything you looking forward to play or have been playing? You know what? I'm actually looking forward because, you know, like I love cars. I love vehicles too. I love my automobiles, man. I'm looking forward to booting this up, man. I got this over Christmas, man. Gran Turismo 7. I'm gonna boot that up. I'm finally gonna start Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core. I'm gonna finally start that. I haven't done that yet. And I might actually do the same thing you just did, Agent. I'm probably gonna cop that Cyberpunk on PC. I want to see how that joint, how the 390 treats that. Said trying to put this baby to sleep and get on God of War. I ain't mad at that. You in for a hell of a ride, dog. Then have you beaten or 100% in God of War? I've beaten it. I have not 100%ed it. Yeah, I have not 100%ed that boy, but I definitely beat the game or beat the story. My personal game of the year. My personal game of the year. Now, as far as looking forward to playing, I'm looking forward to playing Crisis Core, looking forward to playing Gran Turismo 7. And of course, it goes without saying, looking forward to playing Street Fighter 6. You know, looking forward to Street Fighter 6. Looking forward to Resident Evil 4. It's a lot of games I'm looking forward to. Dead Space next month. Man, Dead Space. You said CDPR redeemed themselves. That Witcher update fire. Man. That joint look crazy on PC, bro. That joint look crazy. Yeah, Agent, yeah, you just saying, yeah. Man, on PC, that joint look wild, bro. I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna finish my playthrough of that too. You know what I'm saying? Got finish seeing what's up with my girl Yin, man. Gotta see what Yin up to. You know what I'm saying? Say you love Cyberpunk? Okay. Hey man, I hope that energy is infectious, man. I hope I enjoy it more than I did 2 years ago. I hope I enjoy it more than I did 2 years ago, man, because it was frustrating on console, man. It was frustrating on console. It drives me insane. So I saw Cyberpunk was on sale, so I'm gonna pick it up on PC, man. I'm about to do the same. I'm about to do the same, man. I'm gonna pick up Cyberpunk, and I'm gonna buy Crisis Core on PC. That's where I'm gonna play it. I've been dragging my feet, man. I was out all day. And forgot to take, my PlayStation 4 version of Crisis Core back. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna cop it tonight, and I'm gonna take it back tomorrow. It was awful. I had a base PS4. Oh man, yeah, man. Base PS4 was terrible. Like I was playing the PS4 version on PS5, and it was still terrible. I was playing it on a PS5. Awful. It was still bad. So I can only imagine what it was like on a base PS4, man. So I hope the DLC is a full expansion. Hopefully, man. So Idris Elba's in that joint. Yeah. It makes me look forward to it a little bit. That's actually what reinvigorated my interest in the game, just in general. Yeah, so hopefully that joint hit a little bit. Hopefully that joint hit a little bit, man. Let me see. That Johnny Silverhand cool motherfucker. Yo, man, hold on. Wait just a second. See, this is what I get. This is what I get for scrolling through Twitter. I'm not even gonna dignify it with. I ain't gonna dignify it with no reaction. And where you at, man? Are you still lurking? Are you still lurking? This is what I get. This is what I get for scrolling through Twitter. I should report your ass. I should report your ass right now. I should be that guy. Just because you my boy. But I should be that guy. All right, let me set the table real quick. He just quote tweeted something, right? He quote tweeted Legion Hoops saying, which NBA take ends up having you like this? He quote tweets this joint saying that Allen Iverson and Isaiah Thomas are overrated. What up, though, Train? We will get to the proper salutations in just a moment, but yeah. I need to bring my boy, my dog Ant up on the most. Oh man, on the most charges. Yo, dog. Do I need to take your phone simultaneously take your phone away and hand you a drug test? Do I? Allen Iverson and Isaiah Thomas are overrated. Those are the two best little men that have ever played basketball. And that is not trolling. That is not trolling, man. Dog, we gotta troll better than that. Dog, we can't have troll messages out there that just have you looking crazy. You troll, dog. You can't just troll people that just have you looking crazy. That's like saying Michael Jordan couldn't really dunk that good. That's like saying Vince Carter couldn't really jump that high. You saying things that are just blatant fallacies. Come on now, dog. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. Come on, man. That hurts my feelings. I know you a troll, dog, but come on, man. Blink, I'm not even gonna dignify that because I know you will fail the drug test. I know for a fact you will fail the drug test, so I don't even need to hand it to you. But come on now, dog. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. What we doing? Yo, kitten, what's happening? Hope everything good on your end of the world. But because you saying things like that, and I sentence you to 45 days in NBA jail. 45 days. No conditions of early release. Wow. That hoodie is beautiful. I tried to copy but missed out. Yo, I appreciate it. The train actually hooked that up for me. But yeah, now that we here, I can say what's up to everybody that's making their way up in here. Yo, salutations, kitten. Salutations, train. Appreciate y'all pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Took a minute for me to go ahead and get to that part because I had some foolishness I had to take care of. That was just crazy. He said, I don't give a fuck. I've been through 2 Twitter accounts. That's it. He said, what's your preference in a fighter? Large roster or more compelling characters? More compelling characters. Said, could you play a fighter with 8 or 9 characters, but they are dope? Hey, man. The Street Fighter 6 beta has 8 characters, man. It was my favorite game I played this year. It's my favorite game I played this year, man. Now, I don't know if I could play a full game. I don't know if I could justify, paying $70 for a game that only has 8 characters. And I think they know that too. But I do believe in quality over quantity. They would need to have more than 8 or 9 characters, so. Yeah, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. Sending you all love. Y'all appreciate that, kitten. I appreciate that. Thank you. Same to you guys. Same to you guys, man. You and Q and all that, man, had me cracking up, bruh. Man, your stream had me dying. Like, man, you were the most sober one there, but you was toe bad. But yeah, I believe in quantity over, not, what am I talking about? I can't talk today. I believe in quality over quantity, but at the same time, you got to have more than 10 characters. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you if you can't put 10 characters in your game? You got a beta. Like, people are dropping betas that have 8 characters in them. Like, if you can't, put more than 10 characters in your game, you don't need to release it. But I don't think it necessarily needs to have, 50 something characters off the rip, and only 4 of them are worth a damn. But come on. Said having another banger like that at the end of January, I'd love for you to join. Hey, no problem. No problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny. Yeah, for sure. I gladly accept your invitation. But I mean, in a perfect world, we'd be able to have quantity and quality, I would like to have, 20 compelling characters to start off. Every fighting game has DLC and the such, so we know the rosters always expand. But start off, with 15, 20 characters to start off. Build from there, that are all, compelling in some way, shape, or form. I prefer that. Kind of like Street Fighter 6 is doing. Yeah, they have a solid 18. They have a solid 18. I already know 8 of them is solid. I already know 8 is solid, so that's a good start. Marissa is probably going to be ridiculous. Manon looks interesting. People are excited for Dowson. I got Cammy. So, I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. And I think eventually it's going to grow into that massive roster. But starting off, I'd much rather, have it more streamlined, focused, quality driven. Don't need a bunch of uselessness. But yeah, kitten, yeah, I'll pull up for that joint. That's for your birthday, right? That's for your birthday, right? Yeah, like, 'cause your birthday is at the end of January, ain't it? Said, what's your sweet spot? 12 to 16 on release? At minimum. At minimum. I would say 12 to 16 minimum. If you have less than 12 characters in your game, don't release it. Don't release it. Wait until you have more characters. Like, you got away with that in 1991 with with Street Fighter 2. But no, that won't fly anymore. Have at least 12 characters in your roster. So yeah, my birthday is on a Tuesday, so I'm gonna have my wax stream. Have my wax stream. Why is it your wax stream? Why is that? I think your streams are absolutely entertaining. Why do you call it a wax stream? Like, well, he said, because we're gonna be going crazy and it's whack. Oh, okay, all right, for sure. All right. All right, so everybody gonna be whacked out of their mind. I get it. I'm cool with that. Cool with that. That's home. That plus you can play Crab Game with everyone and it's free on Steam. What is Crab Game? What's Crab Game? What that is? What that is? Yo, Black, what up, though? Appreciate you pulling up, dog. How you living, man? Pulling up just in the Q&A part of the stream, you know what I'm saying? Like we went through the 10 crack commandments, or 10 of them. 10 of them. But leveling up in fighting games from casual to competency. Oh, okay, that's what that was? Oh, okay. All right, bet it up. All right, cool. I did not know what that was even called. I thought y'all was playing. I thought that was Minecraft. That's how out of touch I am. Yeah, Black, man. Earlier in the stream, we went over some of the 10 crack commandments, leveling people up in fighting games from casual to competency, man. I think it was a dope conversation that we had, man. Now we just up here just kicking it about whatever. But yeah, I ain't know what the hell that was. I just know it was a bunch of drunk people in there talking crazy shit. When my boy said, I exist to feel pain, I was like, whoa. Like, man, that guy literally has the spirit of a villain, and I'm here for it. I'm here for that. Said, gotta watch the VOD. Yo, man, I'd appreciate it, man. I'd appreciate it, dog. And I'm gonna be uploading our matches. I'm gonna be uploading the matches that we had this week too, man. Joints was hot as a firecracker, son. I told Q, he was gushing about you. He goes, it was all facts. Hey, man, that's my dog right there. Yeah, man, tell my boy I said what's happening. Yeah, tell my boy I said what's happening. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, man, that is some of the most villainous gangster shit I've heard in a minute. I don't even know how I would respond to somebody that said that to me. I exist to feel pain. Whoa. That's some cold shit to say to somebody, man. That's universal. That will universally get somebody up off. Yeah, that's deep, ain't it though? Ain't it? Like, man, that guy has literally no fear. He has no fear. Nothing to lose. Bring your best. Hey, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. That's some villainous gangster shit. But yeah, man, I'm just up here killing time, doing absolutely nothing at this point. I wanted to have that conversation. I thought it was very interesting upon seeing that tweet this morning. I figured, like, man, we could turn that into a show. We could turn that into a conversation. And if there are things that, that people could chime in on, You know, things that people could chime in on, that things that were key in your growth early on as a fighting game player. You know, because I didn't want to complicate it too much early on in this conversation. I didn't want to complicate it too much to where people are talking about, you know, learning how to do B&Bs and studying frame data and things like that. Because that's something that you learn after you learn the foundation. That's after you establish the foundation of just how to play the game. Like, we're talking about movement, spacing, you know, understanding the footsies, you know, understanding what your normals do before we even get into, you know, chaining them together to form combos and things like that. Let's learning basic concepts that you want to be mindful of as you move forward in your learning, you know. I'll be interested to know, Black, like early on when you were learning how to play fighting games, what was the thing that you had to practice the most when you were learning fighting games? I know you may have to go all the way back for this, but I'm interested to learn. I'm interested to learn about people's journeys. What was something that when you were learning just how to play fighting games in general, what was the thing that you had to practice the most? I'm interested to know that, like, from people. So you started Street Fighter 2, boom, there we go. So when you started playing Street Fighter 2, 'cause I started in Street Fighter 2 also. When you were playing Street Fighter 2, what was the foundational concept that you put the most time into learning? Defense, figures. Actually, same here. Execution for you. Okay. That's honestly, man. Yeah, that's something. Man, that's a constant process with me. That's a constant process for your boy. But yeah, it definitely for me, defense and movement. Once I got an understanding of those concepts, like I really started tailoring myself towards, you know, like the mix up aspect of, you know, that we talked about earlier. So after losing so many matches against my cuz, I asked him how to block. There you go. Yeah, for sure. You started, you know, asking him how to break your bad habits. Cause that's the thing. Like that's one thing that I said early on in the stream. No wasted movement. Sometimes I won't even say sometimes. Most times, it's better to sit there and block than to throw out an unjustified attack that gets you fucked up because you're getting punished by somebody who knows what they're doing. So there you go. You learning defense. 100%, man. You learn how to block. Man. You know, defending yourself from all three levels. Defending yourself from the air, defending yourself standing on the ground, defending yourself crouching on the ground, and best ways to defend yourself when getting up in recovery. You know, but yeah, that's one of the first steps right there. Because the first thing that people instinctively want to do when they pick up a controller is start mashing buttons. They're throwing out a bunch of attacks that they can't defend themselves with. You throwing out all of these simultaneously unsafe attacks that are getting punished by people. And then you're wondering like, what is going on? Why can't I win? Because you can't block and attack at the same time. So you have to slow yourself down a little bit. Stop doing stuff. Stop doing stuff for a minute and actually slow the game down. Or like Chuck said, and I like this term, achieving the baby goals. Blocking. Learning how to block at every level. From the air, standing, crouching, and how to defend yourself when getting up off the ground when you've been knocked down. Defending yourself. Defending yourself. That was my issue also. That was my first hurdle that I had to cross when I was at the ground level, when I was laying my concrete. Execution, that's always going to be a battle for me. That's always going to be a battle for me. Like when it comes to execution, I'll never be one of the best at that. I'll never be that. But I try to, I try to put myself in situations to where I can manipulate my opponent's moves and force them to do something that puts them in a very compromising position that I can take advantage of. I noticed that Black does that a lot too. Since he's in here, because I absolutely used you as an example earlier, because you were like throughout the whole beta weekend, you were the one person that figured me out. You were the only person actually that figured out my offense. And going forward, after the matches that we played, you changed how I played Kimberly going forward for the rest of the beta. I would have loved to run it back with you. After implementing what I learned from those first sets of matches that we played, I would have loved to bring what I learned to another set. So I can't wait to play you again. I can't wait to play you again. Because, man, you forced me to introduce new wrinkles into how I play my character. Because after a while, you started manipulating my offense. Yeah, you started manipulating my offense a little bit, and I had to come up with something different. Because we were specifically talking about neutral jumps and how important the neutral jump is. And for the people that know how important it is. And I from there I went into saying, like, Magnificent Black in particular figured out my offense by utilizing a neutral jump. He was timing out my offense and neutral jumping at the right time to completely throw me off of my rhythm. And then by the time I started kind of, figuring out my counter punch to that, of course the arcade want to get cracking and we can't keep playing. I would have absolutely had him at that damn machine all day. But yeah, man. Moral of the story, man, we never stop learning. We at least we should never stop learning. We should never stop. Hopefully we don't stop learning. Yeah, we gotta run that again. Absolutely. Man, whenever. So you started adjusting towards the end. Yeah, man. It only took me getting my ass whooped like 5 times in a row, though. I was being stubborn as hell, man. But one thing I thought was really cool, just about that set from the very beginning. You crafted things as we played to intentionally disrupt what I did. Like you augmented your game plan to offset me. Instead of just being a person who just wants to execute your game plan and impose your will, you absolutely adjusted to what I was doing and augmented your plan around that. Like that was, I was impressed. Man. I thought that was extremely dope, man. I thought that was extremely dope. Because you came up with very, very effective things that no one did. So you gave me things that that I need to prepare for moving forward. Like they're like all of a sudden like, wow, this dude's throwing me in a jab loop. This dude's really throwing me in a jab loop where I can't move. So like now I need to utilize the drive counter. I never even knew how to use the drive counter before that. Like he forced me to actually learn the command of using a drive counter. I never used it before, one time in 2 betas. 6 days of playing the damn game online against a myriad of opponents, never once used the drive counter. He forced me to do it by jab looping me. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do anything. Being stuck permanently in block stun. I'm like, man, I can't let him jab me all the way to the corner. Then after that, he utilized the neutral jump to offset my slide. And it was working. It was working. It was fucking me up with that. But y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see, because like, to me, it was probably the most interesting set that I played throughout the entire betas, both of them. Most interesting set that I ever played. You know, like between that and my mirror match with Dreology. Had a lot of great sets though. Had a lot of great sets, man. The one I had with Chuck was dope. You know, the mirror match I had with Dreology was fire, but Black, man, he kept my wheels turning for every single match, every single round. Like you said, every round was a lesson. It was a learning experience, man. I thought that was so dope, man. I thought that was so dope. Like I never saw Black seemingly go into autopilot. And that's one thing I absolutely battled with. I battle with myself. Like me and Dreology were talking about that earlier. Sometimes we fall into autopilot. Black doesn't seem to do that. He seemed like, for whatever reason, he doesn't like, he's always looking to adapt and change his strategy in some type of way to augment how you play a little bit, to throw you off your rhythm. I like that. He changed how I played my Kimberly going forward, man. It's an anti-jet jitsu. Wow, that's crazy. Yo, man, hopefully that joint is effective next time we cross paths, man. But man, good matches, dog. Good matches. And that's why I said earlier, man, you got to appreciate the losses and the wins, man, because the losses comes with lessons. The losses come with lessons. If you ain't losing, you ain't learning. If you ain't losing, you ain't learning, dog. So yeah, man, shout out to everybody that I competed with over the weekend, man. Shout out to everybody that I competed with, man. From Black to the Block Boys, you know what I'm saying? Dreology and Chuck. My TNT's brothers, you know what I'm saying? Bats, Agent, of course. You know what I'm saying? Man, shout out to everybody, man. Man, shout out to everybody, man. Like, it's, to me, like, the dopest thing about it is, like, in this beta, we already have such a dope circle of people that we can compete with, that when the real game drops, day one, we gonna have it cracking. Dog, when we'll be able to make our own lobbies, like, we don't even have to worry about, you know, like somebody else, some random coming up, you know what I'm saying? Just like, hey, what are y'all doing? Nah, ain't gonna be none of that. We'll have our own lobbies. Dog. Man, that's gonna be ridiculous, dog. We already got our circle. We already got our circle established, man. Because on Sunday it was, how many of us was it? It was like, it had to have been like 12 of us, like between Saturday and Sunday. Man. Said shout out to all the people that got PS5s for Christmas. Word. No excuses now. Yeah, I mean, you can still go on the official PlayStation website and get a PlayStation 5. Like, I've never seen the PlayStation 5 in stock for so long. If you want one, you can absolutely get one. That's why I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I had one in the tuck that I was, that I would have been, looking to flip. I ended up just giving it to my nieces. Because you can get a PlayStation 5 now. Like, I mean, you can get one whenever you want one. And then, like, you wanted to pay me to, pay me to ship it to you and all that. Like, man, good. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody that got PS5s, man. But fortunately, you'll be able to play Street Fighter 6 on a PlayStation 4 also. They're not gonna miss out on that PlayStation 4 money. Even though I will say this, I have no idea how that joint gonna run. That joint might run like absolute trash on the PlayStation 4, but we'll see. I mean, your boy gonna be on PC. Your boy gonna be on PC regardless, but I'm really wondering how the Xbox Series S and the PlayStation 4 and all them, man. We'll see how that go. We'll see. I don't know, though. I don't know, bruh. So, man, hopefully, man, over the next 6 months, man, as many people as possible can get their hands on the PlayStation 5. Hopefully so, man. But yeah, man, it was extremely dope fighting everybody, man. Like it was dope, just strengthening bonds with people. You know what I'm saying? Strengthening bonds with people that are now in our circle, a little more solidified. You know what I'm saying? I think that is dope. Like I had a chance, to game with Persona. I had a chance, to game with him. Like me and Black had a chance to kick it for hours playing this game, man. Like now, like knowing that, man, that's my dog now. That's my dog now. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it with Dreology for the first time over the beta, man. Because we'd always just miss each other. Never in the same place at the same time. So just being able to finally, be in the same room as as that dude. I think that's dope, man. Like the arcade atmosphere that we gonna be able to recreate, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy because I swear it was about 11 of us in that Discord on Sunday. It was about 11 of us up in there, man. So like being able to have that energy on a regular basis, and this is what I wanted, man. So shit, man. Shout out to everybody that took part, man. Shout out to everybody that took part, like-minded individuals, man. Various skill levels, man. Your skill level don't even really matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're there to learn, trying to get better, trying to, put your best foot forward, man. Skill level don't even matter, man. We all gonna get to where we need to be. But man, it was just dope having the energy. Just having the energy there. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was about. In June, we won't have to worry about access codes and things like that, man. So it's gonna be even more cracking. It's gonna be even more cracking, man. And I'm here for that, man. I'm here for that, man. But yeah, man, I loved having the opportunity to create and strengthen bonds with people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, a whole bunch of people in there just talking shit to each other. All day. I ain't even mention all day because all day was already, that's already been my man. But just a lot of people, man. Just a lot of people. A lot of people that, you know, I was just glad to finally be able to just, you know, lock in and clash with, man. Because it was long overdue. It was long overdue, man. We finally was able to, you know, get the energy up in there. Because, man, it was crazy up in that Discord, man. It was crazy up in that Discord, and it's only gonna get better once, you know, once people are able to just buy the game and not have to worry about, you know, coming up on codes and the such. But yeah, man, I'm up here repeating myself, man, rambling. I ain't trying to hold up everybody's evening, you know what I'm saying? Because I really ain't got nothing else to talk about. But man, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody, man, that participated in the beta. Shout out to everybody that I played, that pulled up to the Discord, pulled up in the chat, pulled up to my streams, pulled up to any one of our streams, watches our videos on YouTube, man. Speaking of, be on the lookout for the uploads of the set that I had off stream with Magnificent Black. So these joints they haven't been seen by anybody unless you were in that lobby spectating our matches. So be on the lookout for that. Great matches. Like if you wanted to see somebody shut me up for a minute, hey, tune in. There was a guy that actually shut me up and made me sit my ass down and learn something. That's why I say nobody is above learning. Nobody's above it. You know what I'm saying? You appreciate those experiences, man. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna have that coming this week. Since the internet allowed me to do so, I feel like we might be safe again. So be on the lookout for another episode of Unapologetic on Thursday. I'm gonna see what we talk about, if anything new at all, but it'll be the last one before the new year hits, you know. So be sure to pull up. Bring in 2023 with your boy. And if you're not able to, but you're here tonight, I wish you a happy new year if I don't talk to you beforehand. And yeah, man, about to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that pulled up, watch this on the back end, whichever one it may be. Y'all be good. I'm out of here before the internet cuts me off on some bullshit. Peace outside. We out.